Hey y'all.
These fires done.
We're about to do story time because, baby, I got some shit to say. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. We're about to get into story time. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm about to start story time. Also, I'm doing this for my YouTube because, like I told y'all the last live, I'm about to get this shit over and done with. The only reason I'm coming to these platforms and telling my story is because there's other women out there, one, who are going through this shit, but two, need to know the signs of manipulation, of lying, of cheating, of abuse, of there's so many signs. Hold on. Hold on. What was I about to do? Okay. Y'all know I'm livid if I'm on live with fucking a broke nail. Because I really just don't. I hate having a broke nail. Hold on though. Okay. Boom. So we are going to start from the beginning. Um, Hold on, y'all. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. And I need a moderator too. Um, is Lachey in here? She's normally my moderator. No, she's not. But I need a moderator too. Because I'm not going to be able to answer questions or whatever. But hold on, y'all. I'm about to order Brayden some food real quick. Mm, 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 mm. I'm just so sick to my fucking stomach. Like, learning about somebody that you loved and cared for and did everything with and is in your close space and is learning that this person has been lying the entire time is next level, like sickness. I can't even explain it. Like, it's sick. Okay, evolving. Hold on. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I really am. I'm feeling really good. Just so much better mentally, physically, just so good. Let me see. Hold on. Where'd she go? Ken, do you want to moderate? I don't know if you want to be on. I don't know if you'll be on this live, but Ken, let me know if you want to moderate. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, Des. Boom. Okay. Hey, Cleo. Okay, so we're about to start from the beginning. Hold on, y'all. 2 seconds. I'm about to fucking order this shit. recently. I should have did this before I got on. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on 2 seconds. Don't kill me. I believe does. My son wants tacos, and I'm about to order him tacos. No cilantro, no onions. Okay, cool. Okay, so boom. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So first, okay, so how do I even start this, y'all? Okay, so first, the the person that I was with is literally like a false person. This person, I have learned so many lies that are disgusting lies that people that you don't even gotta lie about. Just so much shit. So how should I start? Should I start from where we met, or okay? So let me not start there. If we need to go back there, we can. So mind you, just a quick rundown. When me and Marcus, which is Teddy, when we met, I used to get my hair cut at his barbershop, RVM Cuts. I used to get my hair cut not by him, by somebody else, another guy there. So he was cutting my hair. Anytime I would go into the barbershop, I would have my laptop. I really wouldn't communicate with nobody. Um, I would just get my hair cut, mind my business, and go. I never engaged in conversation, none of that. Right. So Marcus, Teddy, um, seen me and thought I was attractive. And probably, I'm sure I think the guy that was cutting my hair, I don't even know if the guy cutting my hair ever said anything, but I get a DM from Marcus, right? Like a couple of weeks into me getting my hair cut. Get a DM, he hits me, blah, 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 blah. So we start, I know who he is. I seen him in the barbershop. I had been going there a couple of times. So I had seen him. So when he DM'd me, it was a familiar face. So, DMs me. So we're talking and we're like getting to know each other quickly, right? So within the first couple conversations, the conversation goes to adult conversation that I thought was just too fast. This person, or we're talking and like, so we're talking, the adult talk really wasn't offending me. So there was some engagement, but the part that threw me off the most was he sent me the link to him doing, I don't even know if I can say certain words, but like XX shit, right? But it wasn't like his face. It was, I don't even know if I can say this word. It's called glory home, right? So it wasn't a person's face. It was just that, right? So instantly when he sent me that link, now I opened it and looked now. Don't get that fucked up. So I opened it and I looked. It wasn't his face, so I never knew if it was him, but I didn't question if it was him. But I was like, this is too soon to be sending this. I'm not interested, right? So that ended that. So we kept in contact with each other as friends. Like once in a while, we would hit each other up, and that was as far as it went. Like we would hit each other up on DM. We really weren't texting anymore. It was just like DM. If I posted a story, he put a heart eyes, or he'd always like engage with my story. So um in between that time, so in between the first time we started talking and the second time, I met Coco's dad, had Coco, and wasn't, so even though like he would send me flirtatious shit, I wasn't, there was no flirtatious anything going back and forth. It would just be like heart eyes, liking what he hearted, and then that's it, right? That was the most it would ever went on. So that happens. So after Coco, probably a couple months after Coco, maybe like 6, 7 months after Coco, maybe a little longer. Um, I had cut my hair. I cut my hair myself and I had posted on my story. It was just like this. It was like a patch of my hair cut out. And thank you so much. It was a patch of my hair cut out. Oh, I thought that was Ray. Is that Ray? Ray, Can you oh sorry, Ray. You don't have to accept that if you don't want to. Or you don't have to accept that. I wanted you to be the moderator. So I cut a chunk of my hair out. So I posted on my Instagram story. Um I post on my Instagram story. Um I just fucked up my hair. I hope God sends me a barber as a husband. Right? Not even considering him because I'm not liking him or anything. At this point, we're really not talking on and off even like that. So when I post that on my story, he responds by, um, you gonna stop missing out on your blessing and let me take you out on a date. Okay. So that starts it from there on up until November 13th of this year. So that's like almost what? Almost 2 years. So from that to that is us just talking. Now we're inseparable. Okay. Hold on, Ray. I'm about to add you as a moderator. Okay, boom. So now we're inseparable. Now we're talking. Um and it's cool. It's cool. Mind you, shouldn't have been doing it. I was fresh out of a horrible situation. Coco's dad was also, I found out, was living a double life. When I found out he was living a double life, Coco was almost here, but I was like, no, I'm not dealing with this shit, and I just broke up with him and let the cards fall where they may. And um, he didn't want to step up after 2 weeks of being in Coco's life, and I wasn't going to beg anybody to be in my daughter's life. So, but also love my daughter to death, love her down. I did not want any more kids though. So it wasn't, it was like unexpected, but also my mom had passed and I just felt like maybe this was her sending me this. I don't know. So ended up obviously going forward with the pregnancy. Found out he was living a double life. And um, after the 2 weeks of when he left, I was just like, fuck it. I got my babies no matter what. So boom. So that happens come a couple months down the line. Now me and Marcus started talking. Me and Marcus is Teddy. Um, so boom, we start talking, and I don't know if we hadn't gone on an official date yet, but like before we started to go on official dates, it was more so like, hey, what you doing? Like, let's go get ice cream, or hey, let's go on a walk, or whatever it is, right? Quick shit. So it wasn't our first official date. So in between the DM about the haircut and our first official date, Marcus calls me. And this is when we're talking, getting to know each other, and he's having a mental breakdown. Um and it seems like serious, and I'm like calming him down, I'm walking him through it, and I'm telling him like it's gonna be okay, whatever it is, like we can get through it, whatever, right? Like it's gonna be okay. It doesn't have to result to this, right? Um, I'm one nail down. So for me to even be on here, y'all, I do not be on live with my nails looking crazy. Anyways, so he's having a mental breakdown. I calm him down. So this is the first red flag. This is when I should have left. Right here is when I should have left. He was having a mental breakdown. I'm calming him down. He's telling me he's gonna alive himself, and I'm just like, no, it doesn't need to get that far. Like, nah, like you're gonna be good. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, you're gonna get through. So boom, that like calms that situation down, right? And um we are still talking after that. We're talking, I'm checking in on him. I'm like, are you good? Like everything's gonna be okay. Like every day I'm still motivating him, getting him through it, but still checking on it, right? So boom, that happens. First red flag. First red flag. Do not miss that red flag. If some baby, I don't even know if I should tell y'all the shit that I found out as I go because it has to do with that part of the story or what. So, that happens. So, still talking, still communicating, still dating. And the next thing, so there were there were three domestic violence situations in our relationship. Three. Now, in between those three, and they were spread out. Okay, so it wasn't like this was happening every day. It wasn't like this was happening every week. It wasn't happening every month. It was three major situations spread out between 2 years. So, so boom. No, he listened, but the stuff that I'm finding out and hearing now, no, I'm sorry. Um, if I can save somebody from either this person or people like this person, that's the fuck what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry. I have too many followers that are women. I have too many followers that are also going through this shit. I have too many followers that are probably in the beginning stages of something like this. And if I can help y'all, then that's what the fuck I need to do, because this shit is sick, it's preventable, and like there are so many people like this out in the world that it is fucking disgusting. Anyways, so so boom. So no, he didn't say anything. No, but I don't give a fuck. Um so where am I at? Okay, so boom. So after, where am I at, y'all? Where am I at? I'm at what just happened? Mental breakdown. We still okay. So now it's his birthday, right? Mind you, we still haven't really went on a first official date. At this point, we've like, after we went, I had to go shopping for downtown, and then after that, we went to lunch. So that was like us having a meal together. I wouldn't really. I'm considering a date like, hey, get ready. By this time, we're going here. Reservations are booked. That's a date. Okay, so we're having little like meetups, but no official dates yet. So his birthday comes up, and our first official date is me taking him out to dinner for his birthday. So he goes to Disneyland before his birthday. I'm trying to think if this has anything to do with the story. He goes to Disneyland before his birth, or on his actual birthday, so we don't spend that together. That's why I'm like, okay, well, let me take you out for dinner. Mind you, we're still not together. We're only dating. So boom. This is the second red flag. So take him to dinner. It's a great night. He gets the car because we're coming from LA down to not San Pedro. What is the pretty part of San Pedro? I forget what it is. But he gets the car. I do the reservations. I'm taking him out to dinner. So boom, we get out to dinner. Beautiful dinner. After that, we go to another restaurant that's close by, and we just have drinks. Beautiful place, off the water. We're vibing, we're drinking. It's the time, right? We're having fun. So while I'm there, I call, or I think we want to do something else. So I'm like, okay, well, let me see what my friends are doing. So I hit up my friends, and they're like, well, we're at the Nile. So the Nile's in Inglewood. Mind you, we're coming from, what is that fucking city called? I don't know the city, but it's by San Pedro, super pretty. So, so boom. So we meet them at the Nile, right? We take a car, we go down to the Nile. We get to the Nile and still having fun. Mind you, okay, hold on a little, let me go a little bit back. So, my homeboy Cavell texts me, and he's like, hey, I gotta tell you something when you get here. So I'm like, okay, that was weird. Palos Verdes. That's exactly where we went. We went to Swantai in Palos Verdes, and then whatever hotel they have out there, it's a super, super nice hotel. That's where we went for drinks. Boom. That really don't got nothing to do with the story, but it was a vibe. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It was a vibe. So, then we go to the Nile. So my homeboy texts me. He's like, I got something to tell you when you get here. So I'm like, that's weird, but okay. So get there, and Cavell pulls me to the side, and he's like, there's a girl here that likes you. Like, she's been following you for a minute. She likes you. And I'm like, what? It was just weird to me. It was hella random. So I was like, what? Okay. So now I'm knowing that there's a girl there that likes me. So then the girl comes over. I meet the girl, super pretty girl, like super girly girl too. I would never even, but you just never know people, right? So you can tell like she's like not flirting, but she's like talking to me a lot, right? So we're talking, talking, talking. So now we start drinking. Now we go over to, or no, we're at the tables in the front of the Nile. So we're drinking, everybody's drinking. We're drinking Hennessy, we're drinking tequila, anything that people are bringing out or bringing over, we're drinking, right? It's your birthday, we celebrating, we having fun. We are singing all the songs, we are kissing, we are touching. We are having a vibe, right? So everyone is intoxicated. Um, Sorry. Okay, so boom. So that happens. So the girl is still there. So now at this point, I tell him in the midst of all this, I tell him like, hey, just want to give you a heads up. Like they let me know that this girl likes me. I don't know this girl, but just want to give you a heads up. So then we all start drinking together, having fun, blah 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 blah. So then we take a round of shots. Now it's shot time. So we take a round of shots, and um, after the shot, probably like a couple seconds after the shot, the girl leans in to kiss me, right? So she leans in to kiss me. I kiss her back, probably for about 2 seconds. I kiss the girl back, right? So boom, Cream de la Cream is in the chat, and Cream de la Cream was there. So, so boom, that happens. I do kiss her back. There's like a couple seconds where I'm kissing her back, and then I come back and I'm just like, what the fuck? So I can see that Marcus is upset about it, right? It when it happened, I didn't think that somebody would be upset about that, or he would be upset about that. If anything, I thought that it would have excited him, but it didn't, right? So he I can tell he's upset, and the vibe is just now the vibe is off, right? So we kind of going back and forth. We end up going outside. Mind you, he has a friend there. One of his best friends is there with him. So, so the friend, mind you, remember we took a car there. So the friend, when we were at the Nile and like this happened, I don't really think it got aggressive. At least I don't remember, but I remember like we were arguing about it, right? Like he just wasn't feeling it. So went outside. So now I'm like, okay, well, this is over. We're about to go home. So still arguing though. So the homeboy is gonna take us home, but he's like, I gotta get gas or not gas. I have to charge my car. He has an electric car. So boom, like down the street from the Nile is an electric charging place. So we're in the car, and now we're like the argument is getting heavier, right? The argument is getting heavier. He's getting aggressive, and mind you, I've never been in a domestic violence situation before, so I don't even know, like, even him talking to me how he was talking to me is like, I didn't know, like I did, not that I didn't know, but it was just something I hadn't experienced before. So boom, we get down the street to charge the car. So now we're out of the car. So mind you, in the car we going back and forth, it's getting aggressive. Now we're out the car, right? So we get out of the car, still being aggressive. Now he comes to choke me, and or I don't know if I can say that on TikTok. I hope I don't get flagged, but starts choking me, and just I can't recall like the things that he's saying, but he's upset, yelling shit, calling me the beat, like calling me out my name, like just a lot, right? So his homeboy was there, and he like, no, we not finna do this. I'm not finna let you do this. He like, no, you finna take us home, and we finna fucking finish what the fuck we got going on, and that's gonna be it. He like, no, I'm about to go drop her off with her people, and I'm finna take you, cause no, it's not finna happen. So that's what ends up happening. His homeboy drops me off at the Nile. I go back home with my family. They don't know none of this. I don't tell them none of this. They don't know. I'm still like in shock of it all. It's a lot. So I end up going home that night. Um After that, I don't really remember like how we got over it. A lot of it was like me chalking it up to, all right, well maybe we just got too drunk. This was too much. Maybe that's what it was, right? Mind you, I've never been in a DV situation, so I don't really I'm not, it's not registering to me that this is that. So so boom, That happens. He apologizes for that, and we move forward. We move forward. I accept the apology. We move forward. He says it's never going to happen again. Boom. So this is in January. So the next month, February, so we got together. We became boyfriend and girlfriend February 12th, right? So and even that big red flag, like this is so stupid. So I had gone through this situation end of January. By February 12th, we were together. So what happens Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day is good. We're good, right? But that's the first incident. That's the first DV incident where I should have left. So, so now after he apologized, says it's never going to happen again. Now shit is good. Now this is another red flag. This is when the love bombing really starts to get heavy, like heavy on the gifts, heavy on the flowers, heavy on the I was thinking about you, so I got you this. Uh, and then mind you, we're also like not really having little issues. I think we only had one issue where it's like I went through his phone. This was a little bit after we got together, but I went through his phone and I seen he was talking to females in DM. So I tell him about it, like I'm like this can't be like this. I'm not doing this. I'm not like, and he's bringing it to me like this is old stuff, like these are my friends, you can call them, blah 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 blah, all this shit, right? So I'm in my mind, I'm like, I know you're fucking with them, that's fine, but this shit can't, this you got to dead all this shit now, right? So boom, that's the first incident. The second incident doesn't happen until September. Okay, so we went from February to September. Cool, little arguments here and there, but nothing physical, nothing crazy. We're good from February to September, right? So September comes around. So mind you, also before this, and people don't know this, they don't know that like my businesses were hella failing. Like I was struggling at a point, was going through an eviction at a point. Like people don't know this because I carry it well, and I don't talk about that, and I don't look for help. I figure it out on my own. So that's what it, so when so in between that we move in together. Sorry, I missed that part. In between that we move in together. This is when I start seeing more red flags. So we're moved in together, and I'm noticing that every Friday and Saturday he'll come home late in the wee hours of the night, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm saying stuff here and there, but there's this one night, and the reason that they're doing this is because he's a barber. So at the barber shop on those days is when like the barbers come in, bring a bottle, everybody get drunk. It's the weekend, right? So I'm starting to notice he's coming in the middle of the night. Anytime he wants to, he's just coming in. So I'm like, okay, I say something here, say something there. He's still doing the same shit. I'm like, okay. So the night of, I believe, September 7th comes, right? And I don't know what was so special about this night or why it happened this night, but he comes strolling in the wee hour of the morning, right? And I'm like, look, we can't do this no more. Like, I can't be in a relationship like this. You can't be coming in and out when you please. It's not gonna work for me. So, in the midst of us arguing and talking about this, uh, the argument starts to heat up, and we're going back and forth. I really don't recall the details of the argument, but it's just like you're arguing with me, also while intoxicated. You're arguing with me about shit that should just be mandatory in a relationship. And we're going back and forth, back and forth. He walks to the kitchen, and still, I'm not thinking anything of it. We're still arguing. Walks to the kitchen and grabs a paring knife from my knife display. So then comes over to me, mind you, how my apartment at the time is set up is like it's a big floor plan. So it's like the kitchen and the living room are in the same room, right? And then I have this really big couch in the living room that has like a it's like the couch that's the regular couch, and then it has the end where you can like lay out, right? So I have that part. I'm over there on that side. So I see him get a knife, and now he's coming towards me with the knife and arguing with me. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then he comes up to me. I'm in the corner now of the couch, in the little corner. Mind you, by this part is like my window, is a big floor to ceiling window, right? Where you can see out into the city. So I'm like, what the fuck? So for about 10 minutes, I'm fighting for my life with this person with a literal knife to my face. Now, a paring knife is like the small knife that you use to cut apples and fruit, right? So I I think that in my mind, I'm like, I have this whole thought where I'm just like, it's a small knife. Even if something happened, maybe I'll still be okay, right? I have this thought, and I'm just like still fighting for my life. Mind you, this person is probably two and a half sizes bigger than me and strong as fuck. And I'm gonna tell you why strong as fuck in a minute. So for about 10 minutes, I am literally fighting for my life for 10 minutes with a knife to my face, with somebody telling me, be I unalive you, the whole shit. And this happens for about, like I said, 10 minutes. What calms it down is that he actually cuts himself right here, right? So even in the moment when he cut himself, he really didn't feel it or notice. It wasn't until we started seeing blood that he noticed. So he's still like enraged, but now it's like, fuck. So now it's like leaking everywhere. So hold on. I'm trying to show y'all. So what year are we in? 24. This was 23, I believe. September 23. September. Where are we at? Hold on, y'all. Because I have to show y'all this part, because this what made me realize something else. Okay, September. Here we go. September. Where are we at? September 7th. Hold on, y'all. I hate the way this fucking new layout is. I want to show y'all this. September 7th. Anyways, I sent it. Hold on. So, boom. No, I got to show y'all the date. The phone that I'm on right now is the phone I need to pull it up from. But I have to show y'all this. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. No, that's not it. 2020. Oh, because I'm fucking in 2022. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm in the fucking wrong year. That's why. Okay, boom. 2023. Hold on. September, July, August, September. Okay, boom. God, golly, I need to never have this many videos and photos. This is sick. Okay, so boom. So this is September 7th, right? Y'all see the date at the top. September 7th, 2023. So boom. This is where we are. So this is a window right here. This is my couch. This is it's a video of basically the blood. For some reason it's not letting my I think it's in the wrong iCloud or something. But if you can see, it's like blood splatters on the couch, right? So this is everywhere. It's starting to leak on the couch. It's starting to leak on the windows, on the wall behind me, because there was a certain little period of time where he was cut, but we're still going through it. He's still trying to attack me. He doesn't realize that he's cut yet, or I don't know. So it's blood everywhere, and I remember I'm like, I never in my life been scared for my life. Never. I never been through something that made me scared for my life. Never. I've had accidents before. But never have I feared for my life. So for 10 minutes, I'm fighting for my life. 10 minutes minimum, because that shit felt like forever. So that happens. He realizes that somewhere is bleeding, and then he starts to feel it. He sees that he's cut. So in the midst of this, I go into, okay, even though the situation is not done, it's not it's not a knife in my face, a threat right here. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, okay, I just need to get this person out of the door and lock the door. That's what I kept thinking. I just need to get this person out of the door and lock the door. So I'm like, Marcus, what the fuck? I'm like, you're bleeding. You need to go to the hospital. It's definitely deep enough to where he needs to go to the hospital and get stitches. So I'm like, you need to go to the hospital. Like, I don't know if the neighbors called the police. I don't know if the police are on their way. Like, you need to go. So in the midst of all this, he calls the same guy, the same friend that was at the first incident. Okay. So he calls that guy. That guy comes and gets him, right? Mind you, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. So boom. He leaves. He's in the midst of this as well. Still us like not arguing, but it's still obviously something crazy just happened. So I don't really recall like what happened in between that situation and when he left, but eventually the friend showed up and he left out the door and I locked the door. The friend got there and took him wherever. I don't know where they went. So after that, in my mind, I'm just like, this can't be. This can't be like this. I'm not about to be fighting for my life like this is. I never been through no shit like this. I never experienced no shit like this. Ain't no man ever put their hands on me, and no, especially this. So that happened. So for the next 2 weeks, he stays with his cousin that lives out here. For the next 2 weeks is a lot of take me back, I'm sorry. And then he reveals to me that he does, I hope I can say this on here, coke and drinks. So now, and they do it at the shop. And this is what starts it every Friday. This is what gets the party started Friday, because during the week we didn't have no problems. Sunday through Thursday, we didn't have no problems coming in, dinner, the whole shit. It's no problems until you hit Friday. So in this 2-week breakup, this is when he starts to reveal all of this shit. And I'm just like, no, I'm not taking you back. There's a stint of time where I wasn't even responding. So then he starts having his friends call me to talk me into getting back with him, his friend and his cousin. Right? and I'm telling them both, I'm like, would y'all tell y'all sister to do this? Would y'all tell y'all's mom to do this? Would y'all tell y'all's daughters to do this? No. Why are y'all telling me to do this? Like, and I'm telling them, I'm like, I have kids. Like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. And I remember talking to his cousin and I asked his cousin, I'm like, would you tell your mom to get back with someone who did this to her? Would you tell your sister? And he was like, no, I wouldn't. So I'm like, why the fuck are you telling me to? Now, in hindsight, I know that you just wanted to get that person up out of your space. You wanted to get that toxic ass person the fuck up out of your space. Even so much to the point where you would tell a woman to get back with an abuser, right? Which I do not hold any fault on that person. Whatever, they have to deal with that. If that's the behaviors that they want to enable to their friends and their loved ones, that's on them, right? So now this is the second incident, second red flag. So that happens in September. Mind y'all, no, so I believe this happened September 8th. Mind y'all, September 7th, I got my store. I got my storefront. I got my storefront. It was like such a big moment for me. I was moving out of my old office, moving into this spot. I had just gotten it September, I believe September 7th. I was looking for this video and I was like, wait, what the fuck? So this incident with the blood on the couch, oh, September 7th, I was right. This is us getting the store, coming to, or me getting the store, coming to get the keys. A day before, September 6th was, and so I'm like, now in hindsight looking, I'm like, was you jealous that I got a store deep down, deeply rooted? I don't know. What the fuck? I would hope that those two, maybe it was just a coincidence. Who knows? I don't fucking know. But the day before, that is just weird to me now, in hindsight, now seeing these dates by each other like this. So that happens. He confesses to the coke and drinking. He says he has a problem. He's willing to get help. He's ready to get help. He doesn't want to lose me. Blah blah blah. He's willing to do anything to keep me. I'm his dream girl. Blah blah. Like when I say laying that motherfucking shit on thick, laying it on thick. If you listening to anything that I'm fucking saying right now, do not listen to what the fuck a person has to tell you. Look at exactly what the fuck a person has to show you. Don't even second guess that shit. Don't, oh, well, maybe it's no, 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 fuck no. No, maybe nothing. Anyone who loves you and really gives a fuck about you would never put you in a position to hurt you. I don't care if they doing whatever. I don't care if they're drunk. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. No. If someone is the type of person that does those things while they're high or drunk, then that's not the person for you. Because you don't never know when the fuck they're gonna get high or drunk. Okay? Boom. Moving on. That was September 7th. So I agree to get back. I know that it's fucking stupid. I agree to go back under the condition that we get help, that we see a therapist, and that we get help. Because this can't happen like this, and we need to fucking learn how to maneuver arguing or whatever, and you need to get help. You need to go to, at this time, I didn't even know that alcohol was a problem. It was more so the coke. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, you need to go to get help for that. So he's like, okay. So that happens. I take him back like a fucking dumbass. I take him back. And mind you, also keep in mind that we had already became Teddy and Brittany. So we had already done the accent challenge. We had already done like our couples content in between these two moments, which was a very happy time. We had done our content, and not only that, one of my best friends, Kintasia, had hit us and was like, or she hit me and was like, you need to get on TikTok shop. Like, you need to do it. Like, girl, it's the shit that's around your house. You can be making videos and making money doing it. Right? I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't really think anything of it. She hits me again like a month later and was like, you need to get on TikTok shop. So I'm like, okay, well, what's the worst that can happen? We already posting videos anyway, so what do we do? So she tells me what to do, blah 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 blah. And then you guys have probably seen like us do the do or drink game because that was one of our first TikTok shop videos. So that we do that video, we're in the jacuzzi, we do that video. Mind you, this is a great time of the relationship. We do that video, and literally our very first video goes crazy. I think by the time we woke up the next morning, they had like 3 million views or something crazy like that. I don't remember. So not only did we start growing that, but now we were making money. So mind you, now my businesses were struggling, going through an eviction, but also this is during the time. So he's a barber, but also works on set, right? So this was during the time that the writers were on having their strike. So his shit slowed down too. So boom. So we were both really struggling at the same time, struggling together, right? So boom. Then this TikTok shop shit hits. And now we like, what the fuck? Like literally, we're like, there's no way that God answered prayers like this. It's just crazy. Like we went from literally struggling to TikTok shop changing our life within like weeks. So that happened. So now with the knife, I'm hoping I don't get flagged on this, but with the knife incident, that is also during TikTok shop time, right? So I'm thinking about a lot. It's a lot. I should have never gone back after that, period. There should have been no words that nobody could say for me to do that. I ended up taking him back, like I told y'all, on the terms of we get therapy and he get help for coke. So boom. I think our first connection after that knife incident and being broken up for 2 weeks, I believe, was our meeting with the therapist. Super, super sweet lady. If you are out here and you see this video, girl, I wish you would have slapped the shit out of me through Zoom. So boom, sweet lady. She's like, what are you guys here for? What's going on? Tell me about yourself. Tell me about you. And then what are you guys here for? So we break down what we here for. Or we break down who we are, blah, 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 why we're here. So off the rip, I'm just like, we had an incident about 3 weeks ago, and Marcus had a knife to me. Or I hope I can say this. I don't want to fucking get flagged. Marcus had a to my face for this amount of time. I'm fighting for my life. And the situation didn't even need to blow up like that because I was right with what I'm saying. You cannot be coming in my house any time of the night. So now she's hearing the story, and in my mind, I'm like, I was so embarrassed to even tell this. And she was a black woman. I was so embarrassed to tell this lady this shit that I can't even explain the embarrassment that I felt telling this lady this in therapy, because it's like, you're telling me that this person tried to unalive you and you're sitting here next to him trying to work this out, and you have kids? Are you crazy? And I know that's what she was thinking. I fucking know that's what she was thinking. Sorry. So boom, we start going to therapy. And now we're working on different ways to handle each other when we're arguing, when someone hits their breaking or feels like they're about to hit their breaking point. We're making code words. We're doing these like these homework assignments where we have to get to know each other, where because now we're also like talking about where we're falling short in other places in our relationship, like going on dates, doing all of these things. So Now we're working on that as well. Not in the first session. This is over a couple of sessions, right? Mind you, we're still living at my apartment. So boom, we're going through a couple sessions. Now we're back together, obviously. Now we're starting to input these things that we're learning. Things are things are getting better, right? Which is fucking even dumb to say. So things are getting better. Um Now that happens. So in between the next incident, now we're really blowing up on TikTok and TikTok Shop. Like heavy, 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 heavy blowing up on TikTok Shop. When it felt as if we were robbing TikTok Shop. That's how like good we were doing. It was like as if God was like, literally, let me turn y'all's life around, and that's what He did. It was just crazy. So boom. Now, mind you, like I told you, we were going through an eviction. So we had a certain amount of time to get out or whatever so that we can, like when you have an eviction, eventually a sheriff is going to come and y'all going to have to get out, right? But the last couple months of the eviction was us basically just stacking to get the fuck on. Now, um, where was I at? Okay, so now we're stacking, right? So in the midst of this, we start looking for a new place. So mind you, I told y'all we had just gotten, or I had just gotten the store. Boom. So first we were looking at a couple places. We considered Long Beach, but I was like, no, that's where we lived currently. And for him, we needed to be closer to LA for him to go to work. And me, I had just gotten a store in LA. So I was like, okay, well, LA could work for me. I'll just have to take the kids, or we'll have to take the kids to school in Long Beach and come back or whatever. We'll just have to make the sacrifice for the bigger picture. So, that happened. So we start seeing a realtor, right? We started seeing a realtor. No, we did look in Long Beach. We looked at a couple of apartments in Long Beach. We were going to get this high rise. Y'all seen the walkthrough that we did probably, and it just didn't work. Wasn't our vibe. The place I really, really wanted to live in for a long time just didn't work, and the staff was racist. So I was like, no. So then the realtor, he worked, where his shop is, they have a beauty shop. And there's a girl in the beauty shop who knew her aunt was renting this, or had this home and was renting it. So, but she also connected us with a realtor. So boom, we connect with the realtor and we start looking for homes. Mind you, by the time we left the apartment, we had done so good on TikTok Shop that we could pay the rent off of this home for 6 months. And that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to have no rent. I didn't want nobody to have no financial responsibility with rent. I wanted to pay that shit off up front, 6 months, boom, right? So we look at a couple houses. We come across this house. Love this house. Reminds me of my mom. Love this house down. Okay. So boom. Put in the offer for this home. We do applications. Something happened with the application. Something happened with his application. I don't know. But I end up providing everything I'm enough to cover the house, right? Financially, everything wise, I'm enough to cover the house. So that happens. Okay, so then we give her the offer of paying up front for 6 months. So then she's like, okay, cool. So she calls the references. Everything is good. We're moving in now February 1st. February 1st of 2024. We're moving into this home. So, the last incident with the knife was September 7th. Okay. So from September 7th to this next incident in February, we're good. We're moving into the house. We're still going to therapy. We're implementing all the shit, right? So boom, move in. Everything goes good with the move. We get out of that apartment. we're good. Moving in here, getting the furniture. Now we're doing good because Teddy and Brittany TikTok Shop, or the affiliate program, is doing amazing for us. And it's like, it's fun. We already doing content. It's just fun. We making money off of it too, right? So I'm not sure what day is February, or what day is Super Bowl. Whatever day Super Bowl is, we have Super Bowl 2024. Mind you, we moved in February 1st. I think Super Bowl is like the 10th or something. No, it wasn't the second. It was a little bit further into February because we moved in February and we had like some furniture. We had some furniture. So it wasn't like, okay, it was February 12th. That sounds right. We had like our main shit. We had the cat. We had just enough shit to entertain people, right? So boom. So, and mind you, I'm a planner. So I'm aligning shipments right along with when we're moving in, right? Everything is already cut on when we come in. Also, let me take a moment for that part. This is how, when I said I was paying bills for since February, this is how. So when we moved in here, as the woman and the organizer, I turn everything on. I turn on LADWP, I turn on electricity, I turn on water, I turn everything on, right? In the midst of me doing this, I set up the accounts and put them all on auto pay, right, to a certain account that I knew funds would be there to cover the bills. So this is how I paid bills for so long and not knew it, because one, we were doing so well that really money wasn't, not that we were not rich, we were not like nothing, it was nothing crazy like that, but we were making enough money to where it's like I knew we could cover the bills. It wasn't like TikTok was doing good. TikTok was doing good. Money wasn't a stress anymore like how it was previously, right? So set up everything, right? I set up everything except for the gardener. I set up everything except for the internet, and set up everything except for this phone that he bought me. Mind you, he had purchased me from the old apartment this phone, an iPad, and a Apple Watch, right? And told me like he wants to support my content creation. I'm always complaining about storage, so he bought me everything, right? So boom, Super Bowl comes. So Super Bowl comes and we're having fun. We have friends over. I have a couple friends over. He has a couple friends over, and we're just having fun. It's a fun night. I think we barbecued. Everybody is having fun. Towards the end of everybody's been drinking. Everybody is having fun. Also, boom, Marcus Teddy is supposed to be getting help from NA, but not alcohol, right? Because at least me, I wasn't thinking that alcohol was the biggest problem. I thought it was the Coke. So I was under the impression that he was still seeking help for this, going to meetings weekly, right? So Super Bowl comes, we're having fun, boom. Towards the end of the night, everybody has been drinking. We're all still drinking. We're all having fun, right? So mind you, there's this person here. One of his friends is here. And this friend, I'm going to call this friend Red Dreads. Okay. So he's there, and I don't know this person's name, but I know he looks familiar, and I know it's Marcus's friend. So I'm not even questioning nothing, right? So towards the end of the night, after the game, after everything, it's like we have friends in the kitchen. In our kitchen is like the dining room, and the kitchen is connected. It's an open floor plan. There's a big bar. Like there's a big, sorry. Keep it. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, y'all. Business mode real quick. Ashley, I need you to DM me because we sent you a shirt and it returned to us. So Ashley, can you please DM me with your correct address, because your package was returned to sender. Boom. Oh, sorry, y'all. TikTok trick. Did I say something? Oh, okay. I'll just say Coca-Cola. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Um, I want to say powder. No, I'm just kidding. So boom. Okay. Where was I at? Okay, so where there I have a big island, a big stone island in the middle, right? So we have his friends. He probably has about 7 or 8 male friends there. I have Cavell, which is one of my best one of my best guy friends, and I have another one of my homegirls there, right? So we're all drinking and we're all like talking about different conversations. Um, one of the topics, I really can't remember all of the topics, but one of them is like the gay conversation, right? So, mind you, my male best friend, he's gay. So they're having a conversation. They're going back and forth. It's getting a little like heated, not aggressive, but the conversation is just getting heated. The topics are getting heated, right? So I take my friend out to the front of the house to um, that's what we do. So hold on, y'all. It needs to see that I'm still here. Okay, so Lord Jesus. Okay, so I just read that comment. That was funny. So I bring my best friend out to kind of like just like mellow out the tone, right? Mellow out the vibe in here. So we go outside, we do that. Now by the end of this now third incident, I see that Marcus Teddy thinks that I'm like siding with my best friend or my male best friend, and I think that I don't know what me going outside with him was basically me saying you're siding with this person. So now we come back in and we're still continuing the conversation amongst everybody, but now the conversation, I know that he's talking about me, but not, how can I say it? It's like he's talking like aggressively and talking about me in front of me. Like I don't think everyone else knows, but I know that what the things that he's saying is directed towards me. And it's very nasty and very rude. Mind you, my friends are here now in the midst of this. When we come back in from smoking, in the midst of this, my male friend leaves for the night. Mind you, this is like 2 a.m., right? So I still have my homegirl here. So I see the conversation, and it's just given like in my mind, I'm just like, bro, why are you fucking doing this shit in front of all these people? And I don't fucking even. We don't need to do this. Like they don't need to be in our business. We don't need to do this, right? So I say, mind you, it's still a couple. Did I say something about red dreads? So red dreads, oh, I don't even know if I want to say this part. So Red Dreads was in the kitchen, right, during this conversation, during the gay conversation, and kind of like something slick was said to him, and he didn't really say nothing about it. So there was like no offense with that situation. But in my mind, I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe he's, I don't know. I didn't know. So I was like, okay, moving on. Remember Red Dreads. So I tell my homegirl, I'm like, this is getting too much. I'm gonna go to bed. She's like, I'm gonna leave. I just have to find my keys. So I'm like, okay, cool. So find her keys, walk her out to her car, and I think I remember apologizing to her, like, girl, that's a lot. It's a lot going on. My bad. She goes on about her way. I go in the house and I go to sleep. The next morning I wake up, and where my room is, you have to pass the guest, or if I'm coming from the kitchen from my room, I have to pass the guest bedroom. So the guest bedroom is kind of open. Mind you, the guest bedroom before it was this was just a bunch of shit everywhere. Like this is where we would unload, right? This is where we would just bring all the extra shit, all the shit we didn't unpack, everything. So I see that Red Dreads is sleeping here. And I'm like, what the fuck? Mind you, I don't even, at this point, I don't even know Red Dread's name. I just know that it's his friend and I've seen him before. So, I go to wake up Marcus Teddy. I go to wake him up and I'm like, who's in the guest bedroom? And he's like, it's this person and says his name. Instantly, I'm like, this is who you get Coca-Cola from at the barbershop. He's not welcome in this home. No. So come in here, wake him up, and I'm like, hey, um, I know who you are and I know what you do, and you're not welcome in my home. Mind you, still at this point, I'm thinking that Marcus is seeking help for this addiction. I'm like, if you love him as your friend and you support like his growth, because at this point now we're like, we've moved into a home, like my life was already like good. Did I have a bad moment? Yes. But for the most part, I've always had my shit together since I've turned 18. But for him, I know that this was like a lot of growth in his life. Um, so I tell the guy, I'm like, if you love him as your friend, you like that's your dog, and you support his growth, one, you wouldn't be giving him this. Two, if you know you're still into this, you gotta go. You gotta remove yourself from this person because he is trying to better himself, right? So he's like, he's a grown ass man, and I'm like, you're right, but you're not welcome in my home. You have to go from here, right? So he's like, all right, cool, I understand, whatever, boom. So I let him get his stuff together. I go into the kitchen to make breakfast. Go into the kitchen to make breakfast. Red Dreads comes out. He starts to give me his story on why he does what he does. And I'm just like, I get it. I'm sure you've been through a lot. I don't really care about that. I wish you nothing but the best. But again, you're no longer welcome in this home. So, boom, do that. Mind you, in my mind, I'm like, I'm sticking up for this person. Like, I'm making sure you only got the best of the best people around you because I want to see you get better. I truly want to see you get better. At this point, I'm really loving this person. Although we've had moments that were bad, it's like I truly do love this person and I want to see the best for you. And I know that Xing this out could potentially make us really good, right? So boom, that happens. Get him out. So now I know. Now this clicks to me that he's telling me he's getting help and he's not. No. What happened the night before, just that aggression, that talk, that doing all that in front of people told me that you're still doing it. And this person is here and he slumped in here too. You slumped in there. Y'all was doing Coca-Cola, right? So I go to wake Marcus up and he's in our bedroom, which is in the back of the house. Mind you, my dad is here. My dad is in the front of the house, right? So the back from the back to the front is pretty far. Like if I'm in my room, I can't really hear what's going on in the living room. Same for vice versa. So we're in my room and I wake Marcus up and I'm like, we need to talk. Mind you, we ain't even been in the house for 2 weeks yet. We ain't even been in this motherfucking house for 2 weeks yet. So I wake him up. I'm like, I don't appreciate how you handled me last night. I don't appreciate how you spoke to me last night in front of people. The, I don't appreciate how last night went at all. And then I told him, and having this person in my house, knowing I don't fuck with this shit, not gonna happen. So we start arguing and going back and forth. Mind you, he's still on Coca-Cola, right? Because also during this night, he had a heart to heart with my dad after the friendship table or the talk at the table with all the friends. He has a heart to heart with my dad in the middle of the night. Um, so he doesn't go to bed probably until like 6 a.m., right? When I'm waking him up, it's probably like 10, 11, still slumped. So we start arguing. We start arguing. Don't really remember the details, but we start arguing, and I say specifically, this is why we're not going to work, because you were raised on survival and I was raised on love. And I'm trying to show you that I'm loving you and that I care about you, and you're in survival mode. Like what the fuck? So me saying that made him say something about how my mother parented me. Mind you, my mother was the best mom in the motherfucking world until she left this earth. She was literally an angel on earth. Um, so he said something. Mind you, my mom is no longer here. He says something about my mom's parenting style or something in that realm. And I responded with telling him, ooh, I don't know if I want to say this part because I don't want to offend ooh, any family, but I got to say it. So he tells me, or no, so I tell him in response to that, I'm like, well, how can you say anything about my mom's parenting style when basically you told me that you were raised by somebody in the neighborhood because your mom was running the streets? Baby, that turned, when I tell you it was like a night and day person, instantly went into like hella aggression, choking me. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that on here. Um, choke, like using, the thing is with him, it was never like black eye or nothing like that. It was control, strength, like, right? So now he's gone from this to breaking down crying. And I'm like, now I'm trying to calm him down. So I'm like, he's telling me about his mom and their struggles. And I'm like, you guys need to figure this out. So even straight after this moment, I'm going into how can I help this person even in this moment, right? I'm like, you need to call your mom. You need to figure this shit out. You guys need to get to the root of this because this shit can't be this in it. Like, we cannot do this, right? Every situation, I'm like, we cannot do this. He calls his mom. They're going back and forth, and she's telling him like, I love you, and da 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 da, and he's still breaking down and still going through all this. I let them have their conversation, and that was that. I think we talked about it after and we resolved it. Not that there is a way that to you there is no way to resolve that. If you're listening to this right now, there is no way to resolve domestic violence. When someone starts being domestic or violent with you, there's no solving that. There's no words, there's no excuse, there's no reason, there's nothing at all that makes that okay. Nothing, no gift, no nothing, no nothing. So, mind you, though, we had just moved into this house. It is not even 2 weeks. And I'm like, what the fuck? So, in between, okay, so now after this situation, we do talk because this is when he's like, I need to go get help for Coca-Cola and I need to go get help for drinking. And I'm like, yes, you do. You every multiple times a week if you can. You need to go. So he's like, I'm committing to this. And mind you, now at this point, I'm like, I'm not doing therapy with you no more because you need therapy. You need to see her. You need to speak to her and do this because what the therapy we go in here, it doesn't matter. The reason we started going to therapy was the knife incident. So if you're now still being domestic with or violent with me, the therapy not working. You need to go to therapy. You need to get NA. You need to get AA. So he agrees to do that. So he continues to see the therapist, starts going to NA and AA. So that's February. We really don't have no like violent issues, aggressive issues, yes, but violent issues, no more until now, my birthday that just passed. And even that, I'll get to that part. So, but in between Super Bowl issue and when we broke up, although it's not violent, the relationship is falling off. Now, let me tell y'all why the relationship is falling off. The relationship is falling off because he was no longer on those things, right? He was no longer doing that thing. So, and it's crazy to say, but it's like when he was on those things in the beginning, it was, although we had that bad time, it's like the in between was fun, was good, was love, was having fun, was all of the things, right? Again, like I said, this is 3 incidents spread over the course of damn near 2 years, right? So the in betweens were hella good. In betweens in the beginning, hella good. So now in between this is like, now you're off of these things, but now it's other things lacking in the relationship, just everywhere, just communication, just like, I don't even know if I can say this, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Intimacy. Everything is lacking, right? I'm not getting my love language, you're not getting your love language. Also in the midst of these things are like hella little arguments. He doesn't think that I'm supporting him in what he's trying to do, but he's not understanding that the reason I can't show 100% support in everything you're doing is because I'm going through so much with you. Yes, the violence, but also all this in between dumb shit, right? So, boom. So, that was the last violent issue. So, in the midst of this, toward, I'll say maybe 3 to 4 months ago, is when the bill shit comes up. So, boom. So, I get a paper bill in the mail from LADWP. I open the LADWP bill and it's like $700. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this bill so high? Right? So I come to him. I come to him more so as like, you, mind you, in my mind, it hasn't even clicked yet that I'm paying majority of the bills. So in my mind, I'm like, you're the man of the house. You're the leader of this house. Like, we got to figure out this bill. We got to see where we got to cut. We got to come up with a solution. Right? So instantly he gets irritated, right? Instantly he gets irritated. This turns into an argument. And I'm like, why the fuck are we arguing about this when all I'm trying to do is figure out how to lower the bill? What the fuck? Why are we arguing about this? So that happens. So then, boom, I go figure out, now I need to look into all the bills because I need to, now maybe, okay, maybe I'm the woman of the house. I need to be figuring the shit out, right? So, boom, look into the bills, start, because now I'm like, I'm not even paying attention to how, like, no, we're not paying attention to money, right? And we ain't got to like that, where we should not be paying attention to the money. So we got to figure it out. So I start tallying it up and I see, I'm like, okay, all these bills. And then I'm like, wait, I'm paying majority of these fucking bills. So now it's a different conversation. Now I'm like, I've been paying majority of the bills since February. Mind you, this is 3 months ago. So where are we at? No, we've been broken up for, this is more than 3 months ago. We've been broken up for 2 months, 3 months before that. So when would that be? Hold on, y'all. 1, 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'd say like end of August, maybe this is going on, right? So I come to him and I'm like, I don't even know how I addressed the situation, but I was definitely irritated and I'm like, I'm paying majority of the bills in here. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was coming from more from a place like, mind y'all, keep in mind as well, I told y'all when we moved into this house, rent was paid up for 6 months in advance off of TikTok money. So 6 months from February, March, April, May, June, July. So August would be our first rent payment, right? No rent, 6 months. You pocketing everything you making, you pocketing. Plus, I'm busting down the TikTok account. Now, for the most part, in the beginning, we were stacking the TikTok account. Even when we moved in, it wasn't like we weren't separating the money. It wasn't like split down the middle, you get this, you get this. It was just one savings. That's just what it was. So in the midst of this, we had two arguments, I believe, where I felt like, I don't even know if I felt like we were breaking up, but I was like, we can bust this TikTok account down. You can go your way, I can go my way. There was two times that this happened. One was a large amount, like 60K, right? To him and to me, each, right? So another buzz down was like somewhere between like 20 and 30, right? I believe it was two, if I'm not mistaken, it was 30,000 split into two payments, right? From Teddy and Brittany TikTok. These are separate times. So he's pocketed at least anywhere from like 70 towards $100,000, right? Mind you, my TikTok content is the content that's making money. If y'all know me, y'all seen my videos, y'all know. And not to say none of his videos were successful, but if we looked at it in the whole, out of 100% of videos, 90%, 95%, 90% was me, 5% was us together, and 5% was you. And there's analytics to prove it. So, boom, that happens. Shoot, where was I at, y'all? Where was I at? So, I shouldn't have jumped. Boom. Oh, the bills. Okay. So, boom. So I'm like, so from February up until right now, which is, I believe it was September. For this long, you never once thought, hey, I know no bills is really coming out of my pocket. Maybe I should offer to help, pitch in, take over for a month. You never thought? What? Like, I don't know if it was because he stepped in to be a dad to Coco, that he felt like maybe that was enough to cover. I don't know. I don't know why he didn't feel the need to ever ask about it, but he didn't. And I never really thought about it because the account had money to pay the bills. I had already set them up on auto pay. That's just what it was. So, the second conversation about the bills is when I started getting disrespectful. So I'm like, basically, like, you want to be the female in this motherfucker. You want to be the princess in this bitch. My talents are keeping a roof over this head and have kept a roof over this head or over our heads. And I have, mind you, where the bills are coming from is my personal account. It's not like a joint account. This is a personal account. So yes, we're busting down the TikTok account evenly, but I'm paying the bills and you're barely paying anything with your money, right? Okay, so boom. But even that, I'm really not even tripping off the bill part, but it just made me see the type of man he was, right? When I figured this all out. So boom, so that happens. So over the course of a couple of months, I start telling him like, I'm missing something. Wait, no, there was a slip up. Oh, I'm telling y'all like I'm telling it to my homegirl. Hold on. So there was a slip up. BET weekend. This is after Super Bowl. It's like 2 months after Super Bowl. BET weekend. I come home. I'm by myself. I don't have the kids. I walk up to the door. The door is cracked open. A candle is lit. The house is not armed, right? I'm like, what the fuck? That's weird. So I go into the house, nobody's in the house. So I'm calling him back to back to back. Call him like 4 times, no answer. Also very weird. Probably about 30, 45 minutes later, he calls me and I'm like, what are you? Oh, mind you, I looked at the cameras. I looked at the cameras and I see him rushing out the door. He was like missing a shoe or something, or like didn't even have his shoes on all the way, rushing out the door. So I'm like, the fuck, that's weird. So then he calls me. So I'm like, what are you doing? Where are you at? Like, what could you possibly be doing where you left our home unsafe? I'm walking into an unsafe home right now. What the fuck are you doing? And instantly when he started talking, I knew that he was high and drunk. So I'm like, fuck. So this is 2 months into him practicing sobriety. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm out. Left, or no, went to go get in my car. He pulls up, starts banging on the window. You're not going nowhere. Get out the car. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, I'm getting out. I'm leaving, and I leave. I go to a parking lot. I go to a parking lot. He's calling me back to back to back, and I'm like, what? What do you want? He's like, I have a GPS tracker on you. I know where you're at. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, you don't, because if you knew where I was at, you'd be here. I know you. You would be here. But I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. And I told him, like, whenever I feel, you don't have to worry about me cheating on you, because when I get to that point where I feel like I'm gonna cheat on you, I'm gonna tell you, and we're not gonna be together anymore. You don't never have to worry about that with me. So I tell him, I'm like, look, you doing you, I want to do me. Like, this shit not working for me. I'm really not feeling this at all. Like, I want to do me too, right? So boom, we get past that. That never gets violent, so we move past that. Um, Fast forward to the bill shit. So that happens. I don't know if I called him a B word, but I think I did. I called him a B word in that argument, and I called him a princess, and I'm like, that's just weird. That's whack. Like, no, I don't even know how you feel like a man doing no shit like that. So he starts arguing with me. We going back and forth. So he's like, I'll pay all the bills. Fuck it, I'll pay all the bills. So I'm like, okay, cool, perfect. The fuck? So that happens. A couple days later, we talk about it again, and he's like, yeah, I talked to such and such, which is one of his homeboys, and he told, like, he understood where you was coming from. Like, basically, like, I'm assuming that but then now that I think about it, this was probably a lie. But anyone who would hear that would tell you, like, nigga, she has hella shit. She got daycare, another rent at the store, all these things. I have probably 2.5 times as many bills as this person. There is no way that I should be covering this. Splitting, cool. Covering full, no. So boom. That happens. So that's kind of like a bit of a turning point in the relationship. So now I don't know if this is before or after, but we schedule an appointment to go to the bank to open an account together, right? For Teddy and Brittany. We go to the bank to open an account. Mind you, he had opened an account the day before and then or I don't know if it was the day before but before. He had opened an account first and then made us an appointment to go open an account together, which we had already been talking about. So that happened. So the appointment comes, and I get to the appointment. He's already there. I walk up to the appointment, and the lady is like, "Hi, Brittany, nice to meet you." Blah blah blah. How was Dubai? And I'm like, what? I'm like, Dubai? She's like, how was Dubai? Marcus told me you guys just got back from Dubai, blah, 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 blah. I've always been wanting to visit. And I'm like, it was good. It was good. It was good, right? So we keep talking. God was on my side because we ended up not being able to open an account. Okay. He doesn't have his ID. We're not able to open an account. God was literally watching. So I get in the car and I'm like, why the fuck would you lie about that? Like, why would you tell her we're going to Dubai? And he's like, oh, I was just talking. And I'm like, but I keep going and I'm like, that lie was just unnecessary though. Like, I don't understand why you would lie to this person. It doesn't matter if we went to the fucking Sloss and Swap meet last week. As long as we have the money to open the account, that's all that matters. I don't understand what the point of the point of the lie was. So he's like, I'm just talking, and I'm just like, okay, move past that. So in the midst, when is Father's Day? Father's Day is June, I think, June or July. Mind you, this is a whole separate thing. So mind you, he has a son. And how it was brought to me was that basically like this person allowed him to see his child when I wasn't in the picture, and then when I got in the picture, he couldn't see his son anymore. His son lived in a different place or in another state. So he would, I guess prior to me, he would be coming out here often, right? So boom. No, I cannot start over, y'all. I cannot. I cannot. So boom. I've been presented with basically how he's making it seem is that the baby mama just don't want the son around me, right? Or your new girlfriend, right? Which I get. Sometimes it be like that. All right. I'm telling him, I'm like, it's cool. We'll figure it out. I'm pro co-parent. Me and me and my son's dad, we like this. We cool. We co-parent the fuck. So hold on, y'all. 1 second. Hold on. Okay, so boom. So I'm pro co-parent. So his birthday, so mind you, let's go back a little bit. So on his birthday of last year, I went all out. Um, I got us a beautiful home in Joshua Tree. I had um, Chef Creme de la Creme make all of our meals for the weekend. It was just a beautiful trip. Everything was taken care of. It was no detail went unnoticed, right? I made sure it was beautiful for him. Um, but the day of his birthday, nobody called him. And that was weird to me too. Nobody called, nobody said happy birthday. Like when it's my birthday, my son's gonna call me, my dad's gonna call me, my sister's gonna call me, everyone's gonna call me and tell me happy birthday. So boom. Sorry, I don't know what y'all talking about. Lied about going to Dubai to the banker who it just what didn't make sense, right? So his birthday comes and nobody calls. And I thought that was very weird. Thought that was really, really weird. Like, I think maybe a couple friends called, but no family called. Very weird. So he ends up, um, he ends up calling his son. This is when I first see, or first, I guess, meet the baby mama via FaceTime. Also, side note, baby mama, beautiful soul, beautiful person. So mad that he tried to put that out. Anyways, so boom, so that happened. So I meet the baby mama via FaceTime on his birthday. So meet her, she's cool. She's like, hey, nice to meet you. He told me about you, blah, 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 blah. Cool, right? So fast forward to Father's Day. Father's Day comes and I want to surprise him. I want to surprise him by bringing his son out here. I contact the mom and I'm like, I contact the mom. I'm like, hey girl, It's Brittany. Basically, hoping that I can do this. Don't worry about anything. Like, I'm going to take care of everything. I just want to bring him out here so that he can spend Father's Day with him, right? So she's like, let me think about it. I give her the dates. She's like, let me think about it. I'm like, totally fine. So the next day she hits me and she's like, yes, right? Mind you, she has an older son, which is not his son, but they're very close. So I send both of them out, right? So boom, we spend the week together. We have so much fun, such respectful, beautiful kids. Like, it's a great week, right? Probably about a $10,000 week, maybe more. Mind you, rewind a little bit. Not only did I send them out here, but I know how much he presented not seeing his son often, like, hurt his mental health. So in my mind, I'm like, we got to make sure that we can do this all the time going forward. Like, this is a good start. She's let her boys come out here. Like, this is a good start to y'all having a great co-parenting relationship, right? So the cherry on top, not only did I send them out here, but I make sure that I send her to the spa. Go to the spa. Yo, the boys is gone. I know that you always have them because I've been with this person this long and they haven't been out here yet. So I know that you always have them. Go to the spa and take care of yourself. Your kids are amazing. You're doing a fucking amazing job, girl. Hella. So do that. Because now I'm like, I just need us all to have a relationship so that, like, so that his son can come out here all the time and we ain't got to fucking worry about this bullshit no more, right? Bygones be bygones, and we can have a schedule or something, right? Summer coming up, like, whatever, holidays, right? That's where my mind is at. So that happens. So his son comes out. We have a great time. Another lie. So in the car with the son, and we're talking. I'm getting to know him, doing all that. And mind you, Marcus, Teddy, had told me that his son was in private school, right? Private school. And he helps pay for this, right? And it's like some odd crazy amount a month, or a year, and I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. My son go to public schools, so baby, I don't know none of that what you're talking about, right? And he's just traveling and doing all this shit, and I'm just like, that is so cool. Son comes, talking, getting to know him, and I'm like, I forget exactly how I say it, but I'm like, we're talking about school and we're talking about grades and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I forgot you're in private school, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I'm not in private school. I'm in public school. And I'm like, what? So boom. So in my mind you, y'all, he's presented it as if like she's the problem and she just won't let him see his kid, or because I'm in the picture. I'm thinking this in my mind, right? So now I'm like, oh my God, maybe he's giving her the money to pay for private school and she just pocketed in it. That's what I'm thinking. So I come home and I'm like, I wait till everybody get to their spot, and he's in the living room, he's watching TV. So I come into the living room like, do you know that he's not in private school? And because I'm coming like I got some new information. Man, this is crazy. I'm coming like I got some new information that he don't even know nothing about, right? So he's like, what? Acting surprised. Surprised as fuck. Surprised as fuck. He's like, what? What the fuck? And so you're paying every year for private school. I'm like, you're just giving it to her, or do you pay the school? I'm whispering like I'm telling the story at the time. So, because mind you, I want to keep it low because it's people in the house, right? So boom. So I'm like in my mind. So I'm like, so are you paying her? Are you paying the school? What is it? So he's like, I just send it to her. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she's been pocketing this money. What the fuck? So I'm like, well, you're gonna have to talk to her because that's not cool. Like that's not cool. So this starts not really an argument, but I can tell he's getting irritated, right, about the conversation. I'm like, okay, well, I guess he's like, I'll take care of it when they leave. I'm like, okay, that's the second lie. So I never really followed up on that, right? So boom, that was a lie. And he knew that was a lie. I just can't believe how dumb I was, how much shit I believed. So boom, okay, so what happens next? Okay, so now is like towards the end of the relationship, right? So a couple months before the end of the relationship, and I'm like, I'm missing something from this relationship. I'm not getting what I need. I'm not getting loved in my love language. I need. I'm a Scorpio, so I need you to damn near be all over me. Um, I'm not getting what I need at all. In no aspect am I getting what I need. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Hold on, y'all. So I'm like, I'm not getting what I need. Like, I don't think that this relationship is working anymore. We just don't make each other happy. If you wanted, if you loved me, you'd want to do these things. You don't love me. It doesn't feel like you love me. It feels like I'm existing in here with a friend. That's it. That's what it's starting to feel like. I'm missing a lot that I need. So then it goes into this when it gets scarily crazy. Like, mm, okay. So sorry, y'all. Also just heard my son undo the alarm. Okay, so like it's not working. So then he's like, I need to tell you something on some heart to heart shit. Starts having a heart to heart shit, telling me about his mental health, how everything's affecting him. Then gets on the topic of his family. So when we had the first initial call with the mental health shit, he said a big part of his mental health or the issue with it was his family basic or his aunts were keeping him away from his grandmother. Now I never got into the detail of that ever, right? So then fast forward to now the end of the relationship, he's bringing this up again and how it affects him and how his son being away affects him as well, his mental health. So we're talking about this. I'm like, well, what is it? What is it with your aunts and your grandmother? What happened? Like, what can it be fixed? What is it? Y'all, this man tells me he don't think it can be fixed because in high school, there's a little backstory to it. So he also tells me that this is before this part. He tells me that his grandmother raised him, right? His grandmother raised him. She won some sort of lotto. I don't know, not the main one, but y'all know there's smaller ones. She won the lotto, and she started taking care of him. She was getting him anything he wants, spoiling him, right? Remember that part. So he tells me in this confession or in this heart to heart that the reason that the aunts are keeping the grandmother away from him is because in high school he was going to prom or trying to go to prom, wanted a specific car. The grandma said no. The grandma had been saying yes, 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 finally said no. And in retaliation, he came back and shot up her house. Oh, I don't know if I can say that on TikTok. And pew pew her house. I'm like, what? And you, why the fuck would you even question why anyone would? I would never let you ever even, you wouldn't even be able to think about my grandma no more. Nigga, what? That's crazy. So then gets a little deeper. I'm like, my jaw's on the motherfucking flow. I'm like, ain't no way. Ain't, But I'm also believing him too. I'm believing him, and I'm like, but I just can't believe how someone would be shocked that people will keep you away from someone that you've tried to harm. But okay, then it gets into the issue with the son shit. You can't see his son, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, so what is going on with that? Why is she, what is the story behind that? Y'all, this fucking man tells me that the reason that him and his baby mama aren't cool is because, or can't have a co parenting relationship, was because when their child was younger, a baby, he has a child with a woman of Spanish descent. I don't really know which, or El Salvadorian maybe. I don't know what Spanish descent she is, but his child was early baby, and the baby mama's dad was racist, and on Christmas had all his grandkids over and didn't get their son a gift. Because he didn't get his son a gift, he fought the baby mama's dad, slammed him on his back, and paralyzed him. I don't know if it was slammed him on his back or hit him with something, but something, and paralyzed the daddy. Now, in hindsight, saying this out loud, this shit sounds crazy. This shit sounds crazy as fuck. Like, why would I ever even fucking believe that? That just sounds insane. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, there's no way. There's no way that this is going on. But me so more like, because I'm believing it, I'm like, how are you even, you can never come back from no shit like that with these people. Never. You can never expect no relationship. You will struggle with this for the rest of your life because these people will never fuck with you again. There's no way. If you like, what the fuck? So boom. Mind you, rewind just a little bit. Purchasing Marcus a truck for his birthday. Now, this truck was purchased from TikTok money. Okay. I went out, got it, found it, did all that, gave it to him for his birthday. Was it from TikTok money? Yes. Please consider I was the one making the money on TikTok though. So however you want to put it, those are the facts. However you want to lay it out, that after that is on you. So boom, I have to drive the truck off the lot because he doesn't have a license. So I'm like, why the fuck don't you have a license? He's like, it's tied up in Texas, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you need to get it taken care of because you can't be riding around here without no license. So that happens. That truck gets totaled, right? I never really bring up the license after that. The truck gets totaled in front of our house, right? The truck is totaled in front of our house, but it's our neighbor, right? First, this motherfucker don't have insurance. On a brand new truck, didn't have insurance. Now you done got the truck wrapped, tinted, wheels, everything, but you don't have insurance. Okay. All right. Okay. But remember, it's our neighbor. So at least we can hold this person accountable, right? So there was a young boy who hit his car. Not young, maybe 30s. Let me not say young. He's in his 30s, hit the car. He was under the influence, went down to the street to get his mom. His mom came back and took the rap. We didn't know that his mom took the rap until a couple days later when we reviewed cameras. They didn't have insurance. He didn't have insurance. But the only reason that they agreed to take care of it is because they lived on the same street. So boom, him and the dad, or the wife said the dad will take care of it. Don't worry. We don't have insurance, but we'll take care of it. Don't worry. We have the money. So boom. That happens. he ends up going back and forth with the dad. I kind of get in the situation in the beginning because I'm like, something's not right. It's just giving like you trying to flake vibe. He trying to flake vibes, right? So Marcus, he's like, I can't, because I'm like, well, when is he gonna do it? When is he gonna, like, I'm on it, right? And he's like, I'm gonna take care of this. You don't need to be in it. So I'm like, okay, you take care of it. It's not my car. It's not that's at this point in the relationship as well. I'm also kind of getting over it. So I'm like, all right, you got it. Take care of it. So so that happens. So they're going back and forth. They're going back and forth. Um the guy's being weird. The guy's trying to control everything. Like, the agreement was he'd pay off the old car and put money down on a new car, but he's just being weird. How he's moving is being weird. He gave him a rental, then took it back, then told him he could drive his car. Very weird, right? So in my mind, though, I'm thinking too, as many times as you got aggressive with me, why the fuck you not pressing this motherfucker? He owes you money. Fuck, right? This is what I'm thinking. So playing it cool, playing it cool, playing it cool, playing it cool. Then they come to a resolution. So the guy, I think, at least that's what I was told, ends up paying off the car, the total car. So there's a paid off car, right? So then in the midst of this as well, I bust down the TikTok account again. 30 racks to him, right? This is also probably 2 months before my birthday. 1.5, 2 months before my birthday. Sorry, y'all, my son just texted me. Hold on, y'all, sorry. Oh, I didn't even put in the word. Hold on, y'all, sorry. 2 seconds. Sweat. Okay. Couple months before my birthday. So boom. 30,000 you've pocketed, right? So mind you, no insurance. Boom, the guy paid off the car. So he's like, I need a car. I can't be Ubering. Da, 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 da. I'm like, just go get you like a cheap car or a Turo until he pays you the down payment for the shit, right? So he's like, no, I need a car. Mind you, he's already posting on social media the car he's gonna get. He don't even know if he's gonna get it yet or where it's at or nothing. He just posting that's what it is, right? So now he's obligated to get that car because now you posted on social media. You got people thinking that you're gonna get it. You got to follow through with it because that's just the type of person that you are. It's always a show. What I'm gonna get? It's always a show, right? So okay, whatever. Boom. He doesn't tell me that he's going to get the car, but he tells me that there's one available. His boy found one. Blah 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 blah. And he decides to put $27,000 down on the car. Mind you, before that, I told him, like, he just paid off your car. Like, why don't you just wait? Because it takes about a month to report back to your credit. Why don't you just wait and you can go into the lot and get whatever you want? Duh, right? But you're so anxious to get this car, so anxious to show it off. So now you got to get the car. So went and got the car. So boom, go to get the car. I have to drive this car off the lot too. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, because your license not tied up in Texas. So what's going on? You need to be honest with me. So he's like, I'm $20,000 in the rear in child support. Nigga. What? This man tell me he's $20,000 in the rear in child support. That means you owe $20,000 in child support. Mind you, this is towards the end of the relationship. We have been on trips. We have moved into a home. We have purchased now 2 cars. We're doing all of this. And nowhere was you going to tell me that? Nowhere was you going to tell me that. No, the fuck you did not. I'm wondering why the fuck the mama not sending the baby out. I'm thinking she just being mean. I'm thinking she just don't fuck with you. I'm thinking maybe she's jealous because now you with me. Whole time you 20,000 in the rear in child support. Okay. So then I'm like, this is just too much. This is just now I'm starting to not now, even before this, I'm starting to make my exit plan. I'm like, where can I go? What can I do? I already have a little spot on the low where I can go bring my kids and get out the way. So couple more, maybe like 2 months goes by, a month goes by or something. So now it comes my birthday, right? Now it comes my birthday. So he's like, what do you want for your birthday? Do you want, because we've been talking about this closet room. So I'm like, he's like, do you want your closet room or do you want a billboard above your store? So I'm like, I want the closet room. I need to do content. I need a closet room. Boom. Mind you, we've been talking about it, sending pictures back and forth. Boom, this is what I want, blah, 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 blah. Right? Mind you, let's go back to the child support because we just skipped over that. We have, like, there is no way that there's no way that you have done all this. Mind you, we're posting, we're on social media. Like, there's no way that the mom doesn't know that this is what we got going on. I know why she don't fuck with you. Like, what the fuck? I would not, no, hell no. So, hell no, I didn't pay no motherfucking child support. Hell no. But if we were together and he was honest about it, we could have paid that off or worked towards that. Definitely not buying cars and doing dumb shit. Right? So, that happens. So birthday comes, mind you. So he tells me to send him the links to everything. I send him the links to everything, and it comes down to the closet part of my room, the IKEA pack system. So mind you, I've already buzzed down the TikTok account with him. I know I've given him $30,000, but he should still have more money on top of that. Like, that should just be extra money, right? So then he puts $27,000 up down on a new car. So then when it comes to doing this closet, he's like, I send him the link to this. He gets this stuff. He gets the vanity. And when it comes to this part, the pack system is $1,700. And he's like, well, I can put 1,000 on it, right? And I'm like, okay, don't even think anything of it. I'm like, okay, well, I need the room no matter what. I need to do my content in here, so I'll do it. I'll cover it, right? I didn't even think nothing of it. I'll cover it. Mind you, at this point, so then there's 2 months after me bringing up the bill situation that he gives me $800, and then the next month he gives me $500. So that's the only time he's had to come out of pocket. The rent was being paid by TikTok. I was paying majority of the bills. He only paid internet, gardener, and my extra phone. It ain't no reason why you should not be stacked up to the max, right? It's no reason. No, you have not paid rent this entire time. Like, what? Where's your money? So, but that didn't start clicking to me until after. So, boom. So the stuff starts delivering for the closet. He gets some guys to come in the day before my birthday and start putting the shit together, right? Mind you, we have been planning this closet together, the racks, how I want it to look, how I've seen other people's stuff look. We've been talking about it, right? So it's not a surprise. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a surprise that this closet room is going to happen. The guys come a day before my birthday, put the closet together. There's like there's two or three boxes left over that they thought were a part of the closet, but they weren't, but it was already late. So they were like, it's late. We thought that these boxes were a part of the closet. We got to go, basically. And I was like, don't worry. It was just the vanity, my IKEA little vanity. So I was like, I put this together before. Don't worry. Like, we can take care of this. Don't worry. Mind you, this is my birthday present. And I'm like, don't worry about it. We can take care of it. Right? Boom. It's beautiful. Thank you guys. They go on about their way. So Marcus is like, I'll help you put this together. Or not, I'll help you. He's like, I'm about to go to sleep for a minute. When I get back up, I'm gonna put this together or put the vanity together. So I was like, okay, cool. So this night, which is the night, really, I'm up early morning. So this is the early morning of my birthday. So I put this, I'm up, I can't sleep. So I start putting one of the vanity things together. So he comes in from being asleep. You can tell he's sleepy. Comes in the room. We start putting it together. So some time comes passes by, and I'm like, "It's my birthday. You're not going to tell me happy birthday?" Still acting like he's asleep. Doesn't answer me. Right. So I don't think anything of it. Um. So I put my little side together, and then I was like, "I'm gonna head to sleep. I'm tired." He's like, "Don't worry, I'll finish it." At that point, he had already slept, so now he's wide awake. So he's like, "Don't worry, I'll finish it." Boom. So he finishes it. The next morning, he takes the kids to school in the morning. I'm able to sleep in. Um, no, I don't even think I slept in actually because I got up and got them ready, and then he took them to school. So from where I live and they go to school is probably about a 45-minute drive back and forth. 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back. So he was gone for a little longer than normal. So I call him and I'm like, mind you, still no happy birthday. Still no happy birthday, right? So I call him and I'm like, you haven't told me happy birthday yet. And it's really like hurting my feelings. Like, what's up? And he's like, babe, I'm so sorry. I just been doing too much, blah, 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 blah. Happy birthday. I love you. Do, 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 do. So I'm like, okay, it's cool. Mind you, not trying to fuck up my birthday. I don't know if he has plans for me, but I'm assuming because that's what we've done. We the birthday before for me, he had a surprise party for me. His birthday, I went all out for it. I didn't expect nothing different from this one, right? So I'm not trying to fuck that up, right? So okay, so he comes back in. And mind you, we had talked about putting a piece of glass on the vanity so there would be no makeup on it. So while he was gone, I had found a couple of vanities that already had glass on it. So when he comes in, I'm laying in the bed and I'm like, you gonna kill me. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I found a vanity that is already like how I want it to be, has the glass. We don't got to buy nothing extra. We can return. I had already looked at IKEA's return policy. They said that we can return this even if it's put together. So it's like we might as well return it before I start using it and get something more efficient, right? Instantly, he's like, "You're ungrateful." Blah blah blah. Da, 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 going in on me being ungrateful, and I'm like, ungrateful? How the fuck am I ungrateful? Like, but mind you, still not trying to argue, right? Still not trying to argue. I'm like, how am I ungrateful? I'm being more like compassionate. Like, damn, you really feel I'm ungrateful? How am I ungrateful? Like, what? The last thing you can do is call me ungrateful. I do shit for I make sure everybody in this motherfucker is good. The last thing you can do is call me ungrateful. And it's also not like this was a surprise and I walked into it and I was like, I don't want that. That would be ungrateful. So I didn't know if he maybe meant indecisive, but ungrateful, hell no. So this we're going back and forth. He's trying to be argumentative, but I'm not. I start crying and I start crying. I'm looking down at my phone and he's like, "You don't even you can't even you can't even you're not even respecting me. You looking at your phone when I'm talking to you, blah 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 blah." And I'm just like, I'm crying and I'm not trying to do this on my birthday. So he goes out, takes the dog out, comes back in. I'm like, "You're really going to do this on my birthday?" And he's like, he says something. We start going back and forth for a little second and he's walking out and he's like, "I'm finna go to work," which is not normal because it's like, first of all, it's Tuesday. You don't even go to work on Tuesdays. We be together. And then, so it was just like, you're trying to say this to get a rise out of me. But I'm not trying to rise because I'm trying to celebrate my birthday, right? Even though normally I would rise. I'm not rising because today I want to celebrate my birthday. So boom. So a couple, maybe like an hour goes by, right? Mind you, I've been crying. It's my birthday. I'm crying in my bed on my birthday. I'm pissed because now we've argued. In my 33 years of living, I have never had a bad birthday, never one time. So, um, that happens. An hour passes by. He's in the living room laying down. I go in the living room. I'm like, you really finna fuck up my birthday. You really finna fuck up my birthday. He starts going in, instantly arguing again, arguing again. He's on the couch. I go to sit down in a chair, and I'm at this point, I'm like, I'm hot, right? Calling me ungrateful again. And I was like, you're a bitch ass nigga. And I just go in, I'm like, you're the worst type. Any motherfucker who would fuck up your birthday, don't fuck with you. I'm like, you don't love me. Fuck you. I'm done. I'm done. I am fucking done. Right? Like, I'm not doing this shit no more. So, um, I'm like, I really don't remember like if he left. I think he left at that time, came back, and I was like, you need to go. You need to go. Oh no, I'm sorry, y'all. There's a little bit more to the story. So boom, I'm like, you're a fucking bitch. You're a bitch ass nigga. I'm going in, right? So now I can see him kind of like knucking up. So I'm like, not doing this, right? So I started walking back towards the bathroom. Walking back towards the bathroom in our room, which is in the back of the house. So walking back towards there, I'm like, not doing this, definitely not finna start getting violent in here, right? Absolutely not, because I'm hot. So going to the bathroom, and he like grabs me, he starts shaking me. He's like, I love you, and blah, 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 like aggressively shaking me though, like, I love you, and da da da. He picks, also just remember this part, I have like an LG TV that you can like the one on the roller, right? I have it here or I had it here at the in the room because our TV fell down, right? So I was using that in the room. He picks it up and throws it at the bed. It's like this little, my bed is like kind of like velvet, not velvet, but a material. So when he threw it there, it left like a gash in it. Not a hole, but like you can tell the fabric is different. Like it cut the fabric, but didn't make a hole, right? Love this bed. So that had me fucking pissed. So now we're in the bathroom. He's like, I love you, and da 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 da, and you're not gonna leave me, and all this shit, all this shit, all this shit. I said, nigga, get your fucking hands off me. I'm done. And at that point, I felt like I was gonna put my hands on him, and I was like, I'm not fucking doing this shit no more because I'm not even this type of person, and you fucking drawing this shit out of me. Done. Done, 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 done. He leaves. Mind you, I spend my birthday in tears, my entire birthday. Not only am I crying because my birthday is fucked up, but now we have broken up. I am falling the fuck apart. I am falling apart. Mind you, I have not told anybody what I was going through. My friends don't know. My family doesn't know. And this person knows that. And they are fucking they have preyed on that. Right? And it's like, I didn't want to say nothing because I was still wanting to be in it even through these violent spurts. And I knew that if I said something to the people that I love, that they would fucking come and remove me. And I was not ready to be removed. So I told myself after after the birthday shit, I said, I need to tell the people that I love what's been going on because they will never fucking let me go back. And I knew that when I said something that I could finally fucking be done. Ugh. Jesus. Oh, that shit just still makes me hot. So, even like after we broke up, there was maybe like a week or two of us seeing what could work or what I said, look, ain't nothing gonna work with us in this house together. You need to stay wherever you at. I'm gonna stay in here. You need to seek help. Maybe I need to seek help. Maybe we need to start over. I didn't know, right? Although in that moment I felt I was so done, I still entertained the slightest idea of maybe it could work, right? Still hadn't told my family at this point, family and friends at this point. Um, so boom. So what happened? What happened? So then I started to see who this person really was, just how he moved. We were supposed to have, mind you, my birthday's November 12th. We were supposed to have everyone over for Thanksgiving, his family included. His son, his mom were supposed to come out. We were living separately. This man was fighting me on still trying to have Thanksgiving dinner at this house while we were breaking in the breakup. Um, and I'm like, I'm not going, I don't want to do that. One, I don't want to fake with you. Two, I'm not about to, it's not fair for them to be in this. We are not good. Nothing about this is good. It's not fair to bring children, your mom, nobody into this. It's not fair. So he's still persistent, still persistent. He's like, well, I still live there. I technically I can still live there and they're still coming. At first he was like, well, I'll cancel it. Right in the beginning, he's like, well, I'll cancel their flight, whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. And then he was like, well, no, I'm not canceling. And then went back and was like, no, I'm not canceling. They still coming. If we're going to be in there together then. And I'm like, bruh. So at first I'm like, well, maybe I can go to my dad's. Y'all can come here and then we can go through our separation process. Right. So then I'm like, you know what? Then I start waking up and I'm like, I'm not getting the fuck up out my house. No. Right. So he's like, well, we're still coming. So I'm like, okay, well, everybody is going to be uncomfortable in this motherfucker then. Everybody. Because this is where someone would stay. If they were staying, it would we have a pop-up bed, it would be in this room. I said, I'm not stopping what I gotta do in this motherfucker. So if somebody is in here, I don't give a fuck, and I don't give a fuck what time. Um, we didn't have, I think we had to give away our blow-up mattress. I'm like, I don't know where everybody's finna sleep. Like, it's not, no, like I'm going to make sure that everybody feels uncomfortable in here because of you. This didn't have to go like this, but I'm gonna make sure that everybody feel uncomfortable in this motherfucker though. Okay, so if you want that and you cool with that, come on. Right? So, because in my mind, I'm sure he knows that once you live a place a certain amount of time and you have mail there, technically you can still go in there regardless of how the other person may feel. So, in my mind, I'm thinking that. So, very last minute, so we're arguing, going back and forth. We're trying to see if he can still be a father to Coco, if there's even still a possibility for that. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think that that's the right thing to do. I need to think, blah, 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 blah. Because I don't even know how I'm going to handle this. I just know in that moment I was done. And I need to now figure out the next steps because this is the decision I made and I need to stand on it now. So, um, what happens? So then he starts showing true colors. He's like, I want the phone, the iPad, the Apple Watch back. And I'm, ah! Sorry, y'all. Dang, this came off. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I was on live on TikTok too, and I just don't want to have to fucking do this again. I'm at the end of the story. I'm sorry. I don't even know if y'all are on here. Let me see. I can't even see comments or nothing. I don't even know how this works. Let me see. Somebody make a comment. I can't even see. I don't know how to pull it up. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. My phone died. I'm so sorry. Ah, sorry, y'all. My phone died. My phone died. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Hey, I'm doing this on YouTube too because I said this is my last time that I'm going to tell this story. A couple of days ago, I said that a couple of days ago was my first day that I can finally say that I'm a domestic violence survivor. I am okay with that. I am okay in life. I am navigating and starting well, I've already started my healing process, but starting my therapy process. I'm cool. Also, what part was I at? So he starts showing me his true colors. Boom. So he asks for the the phone that he got me back. He asked for the iPad and the watch, right? But here's the thing. I've bought in so many gifts, done so many things. I can understand like if you brought everything that I've gotten you back and put it on the porch and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna need my gifts back. But you're gonna keep all your gifts and I have to give mine back. You got me fucked up. Still got me fucked up. Y'all, there's so much even more to this story. It gets crazy. I'm gonna jam through this. So eventually I'm like, no, this is never gonna work. He's like, this is gonna work. We're gonna make this work. I'm like, this is never gonna work. You're showing me your true colors, asking for shit back, asked me to delete the TikTok in the same conversation where he's telling me how much he loves Coco and would like not like for Coco, like I would die for Coco. In the same conversation, tells me, he's like, so are you gonna delete Teddy and Brittany TikTok? And I'm like, no. Why the fuck would I delete Teddy and Brittany TikTok when I put in I didn't even talk about this through the story, but I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this shit while you sat on your ass for the most part. Contracts, I've done that. Companies, I've been talking to them. Meetings for TikTok, we have a rep. I've been going. You're nowhere to be found. Like, you show up for the events though. Anytime there's an event, you're there. But the logistics is me. Why the fuck would I delete? And if you love my daughter so much, why the fuck would you want to take away the income that puts a fucking roof over her head? Doesn't make sense. The two can't exist in the same space. So then, there's one day where he still has access to the house, comes in to get something, just so petty. Let me tell you how petty niggas are. Comes into the house, cologne on, looking nice, all this shit. I don't give a fuck. If you came in here looking like motherfucking, who is the motherfucking Michael B. Jordan? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm no longer attracted to you. I no longer like you. You're a bitch. No. No. This ain't happening no more. It ain't nothing you can. I don't give a fuck if you came in here with 100 million racks. I'd rather scrape my coochie on hot gravel before I ever fuck with you again. I told him I will struggle in the motherfucking streets with my kids before I get back with you. Ever. So then, boom, boom, boom. So that happened. That conversation happens. So then we're texting. I think we're texting. I don't know if it's a text or a call. I get a notification. We're like communicating some form. I don't know, but I get a notification that Teddy and Brittany Instagram has been deactivated. Mind you, he still has access to TikTok, which means you still have access to the funds, which means you still have access to all the shit. Right? Because I'm being fair this whole time. We still don't know how we're about to buzz down everything. We still don't know. Right? So as soon as I see that, I go to the email that what is it, Teddy and Brittany is under, change the password to TikTok, because at this point, this TikTok, at least the affiliate side, is attached to my name, right? So when taxes come, I'm responsible. Mind you, I had just buzzed down the account with him a couple months, if month and a half, 2 months maybe prior. So it's like, it's not much left in here. So anything left is going to go towards taxes. No, I'm not deleting this motherfucking account. And also, if you guys see any videos with him in it, one, if it's earlier, like back when we first started, I can't go that far. So as y'all like, if y'all like it, actually y'all can do me a favor. If you go all the way back and like any video of us that are not shop, I will fucking delete them. I just don't have the fucking energy or time to do that. But as I see y'all liking it, I'm deleting it. Anything that's a shoppable video with me and him in it, or just him, can't be deleted, because if you do TikTok shop, then you know that companies that run ads on the videos, you can't delete them for 365 days. I cannot delete, no matter what I do. I cannot delete it, or it would be. But also his videos never made damn near shit, right? So basically, that was the whole spiel. But so after is when I start finding shit out. Y'all, why the fuck did I talk to this man baby mama? Why the fuck did she tell me? So I'm telling her, because she hit me, she hit me to, she seen my videos that I made and was like, I'm proud of you. And I was like, thank you. If anyone knows who understands me, it's you. She's like, the only reason I've let my kids come out there is because you gave me safe mom vibes. Right? Instantly that clicked to me that that means something a little bit more, but maybe not. And I don't want to pry. So I'm like, okay. So then she hits me when I post the video on TikTok. And she's like, I'm so fucking proud of you. Mind you, I hope that this does not come off wrong to her, because I really fuck with her. I really fuck with her. I really love her. I really, let me not say love. That's a little bit much, but I fuck with her. And like, I'm so happy that I was able to form my own opinion on this woman, because she is a fucking damn good mother. A damn good mother. And this person is fucking on the internet crying about not having their son live with them. You are a liar. You are a liar. You are a liar. You are a fucking liar that plays on people's fucking sympathy, and you use the mental health shit to get sympathy from people. The fucking jig is up. The gig is up. It's over. It's a wrap for you. So what was I saying? Y'all? Boom, the baby. Okay, so boom, the baby mama. So she hits me. I don't even want to. I just don't want to say her name, but I don't want to refer to her as that either. So she hits me when I post the video on TikTok, and she's like, I'm so proud of you, blah, 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 blah. Just such amazing, good words of encouragement. It's giving, bitch. I've been in your situation before. It's just a positive message. And she's proud of me, blah, 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 blah. So I ask a couple questions in this message. So, there's one thing that I learned about that I do not want to go in, because I don't want to fucking invade her privacy, but it is so fucking nasty and so fucking disgusting that a person would fucking do this. I really wish I could fucking say this, because anyone who would do some shit like this is a sick fucking individual. Okay? So I ask her some questions, and I'm like, no, I don't think I asked a question. I was like, I just want to let you know, like, the learning about the child support shit and learning about what he did to your dad was the start of me making my transition about here. So she's talking, and then she's like, blah, 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 blah. What did he do to my dad? I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck you mean? It's not bitch. Sorry. I say bitch lightly. But in my mind, I'm like, what do you mean? What did he do to your dad? Because we know what we know, right? So it can only be so many things. So I'm like, Marcus told me that he paralyzed your dad. She's like, girl, what? She said, my dad is in El Salvador right now with his dad, which would be her grandfather, on his 2 feet right now. Okay. So then I had to get in another one, and I'm like, he told me that the reason that he's disconnected from his family is because he pew pew his grandmother's house in high school. She said, I don't know why this man lies the way he does. Basically, I've never been able to figure it out. But this is crazy and sad. Okay. So when you were saying those things, you were trying to still instill fear in me. Although we hadn't had a violent situation, you were trying to fucking instill fear in me while you were fucking acting like this is the reason for your mental health problems and blah, 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 blah. What? Who the fuck would even make some shit up like that? Is you out of this world, bro. You out of this motherfucking world. For real. And bro, there's more, a little bit more. So then I talked to a close friend of mine. We're close, but we haven't kept in contact in a while. She's been living her life. I've been living my life. She hired me at one of my first really good paying jobs, and we was like this. She was my manager. We were cool. Met her through my sister. We were cool. We still check on each other here and there, like comment on stories or shit like that. She calls me when she sees all this going on. Mind you, rewind a little bit because I did a live talking about this shit, and there was a girl who tapped into the live and was like, he plays on women's mental health, or he plays on his mental health to lure women in. Pretty much that's what she said. So I'm like, what the fuck? I see this comment and I'm like, how the fuck do she know this? She must have dealt with them. So then I look at the picture and then I'm like, this girl looks a little bit familiar. I'm like, who are you? I say her name. I'm like, who are you? And she's like, I'm such and such sister. Such and such is my homegirl who we like this. We work together. That's my girl. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't really go in on that, right? I just let that go. So then I had posted the video I posted on TikTok when I was upset. So then my homegirl Tony, I wasn't supposed to say the name. Girl, if you in here, my bad. Goddamn. Shit. Fuck. Damn. I'm not good at this. Okay, so boom. So damn. So boom. So she's like, I'm like, she hits me and she's like, I'm pissed or something like that. And I'm like, call me. So she calls me and she's like, I have something to tell you. I'm like, what? And she's like, I want to let you know that so she has a sister who lives out in Texas. She said, I want to let you know that my sister and Teddy used to or tried to fuck around before. I'm like, okay. And she's like, he did the same shit. So if you recall in the beginning of my story, before we even had a date, before we even did anything, he called me having what I thought was a manic episode, a breakdown. And it was getting a little bit much. I calmed him down and we moved on from that. So she tells me that he did the same thing to her sister, but so the sister came over, resolved the issue with him, but in the end was like, I can't do this. I can't be with a person like this. This isn't going to work for me. We can be friends. So now, what are the odds of two women that you've done this to, even if it was real? I don't know. I hope it was real. What are the odds of two women, the same thing happening in the beginning of the relationship? That means that this is what you do. This is what you do to lure women in. You try to see who's weak enough to bite and have sympathy and care. And once you know that you have somebody like that, it's on. This is what you do. This is what the fuck you do. You use the mental health shit to reel women in, and then you bite. That's what you do, and that's sick. That's sick. That is very sick, especially for people who have a fucking heart and people who care about people. Is sick. So boom. So she tells me that. So she tells me that's her sister. She just told me the story. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy, right? Mind you, she don't even know that I had that same experience yet. Until I say, girl, he did that to me too. She don't know nothing about nothing. It ain't no reason for her to bring that up. That has never been broadcasted. It would be no way for her to know this at all. Until I said, girl, he did that to me too. So boom. That happens. So what happens after that? So boom. So then we're still on the phone, and she just tells me that he's been trying to fuck with her homegirl, and he's been telling women that I'm okay with an open relationship and all this shit. All this shit. I'm cool. But you have to tell women that I'm cool with an open relationship because we are Teddy and Brittany, and they know that they can just hit me and figure out you're lying. So you have to tell them that we're in an open relationship so that they don't hit me. Got it. So that was like the whole synopsis. That's the story. This is what happened. Basically, and in my heart, I feel like this. I was preyed on from the moment that I fucking went into that barbershop the first time. Even when I didn't fuck with him, you knew. You knew that I was a woman, that I was on my shit. I didn't come in here. I didn't entertain nobody. I was on my shit. I got my shit done and got on. Right? And then the second time when you preyed on me, it was after a very vulnerable fucking time in my life. You preyed on me with my heartstrings and feeling sympathy for you for your mental health. And then you pounced. And then you had me. And took me through hell. You literally took me through fucking hell. So, that is the synopsis of what happened. I'm now at a point where I'm okay. Even with shit coming out, I'm okay. I have learned that I was with a person that did not truly love me from the beginning. There is no way that you can possibly love me when you are trying to lure me in. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. If you did the same thing with me that you did with someone else, that's your thing. And that's how you reel women in. So you never really loved me because there was always a motive from the beginning. So, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Still, at the end of the day, go live your best life. Go do you. What spiraled all of this shit is because this person went to their YouTube saying it was lame that they only left with clothing bins. Mind you, I was very, very respectful when I packed everything up neatly, purchased bins so you didn't have to walk around with cardboard boxes, packed everything up nicely and neatly for you, had it outside waiting to go. Very respectfully, right? But to say that that's all you left with damn near 1,000 or 100,000 racks. You left with 2 trucks. So yeah, you might be showing YouTube that you have a couple totes, but baby, you got about this motherfucker with something. Now, I don't really like to judge nobody's hustle, but if you give me 100 racks, I'm gonna flip 100 racks. Period. I took my bread and I opened my store. I have inventory. That's what I did. I could never be in a situation where I'm like, well, this is all I got. This is all I'm leaving with. Because anytime you give me something, a bitch like me is going to multiply it. Period. And you knew that. You know that. You know that. You know that. So, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to put on the front for. This is all I left with. No, motherfucker. You left with a lot more than that. And you really left with somebody who really loved you. For real. For real. Because I love the fuck out of this person. And genuinely never did nothing to this person, never cheated, never lied, never stole, nothing that this person can say to me, because I was a faithful, loyal person to the end, even when I didn't have to be. Nothing you can say. You want to expose that I have that I had a baby at 15 and I chose adoption. Oh, it's not the first time I let the cat out of the bag. You can't fucking expose me. You can't. I was a true, genuine person to you. I helped elevate you in life. I loved you. I had compassion for you. I nurtured you. I don't know what else to say. Even through all the bullshit, I still did that. I still did that. And it sucks to know that it's like when you going through this, you do put on a front and you do act happy when you're fucking dying inside. It sucks. It really fucking sucks. But at the end of the day, I'm okay with that. I've learned the biggest lesson in my life ever. This can never, ever happen to me again because I will never allow no shit like this. There will never be multiple. The first red flag, I'm gone. I'm too valuable. I'm too good of a woman. I'm sorry. I'm not doing this shit no more. It can't. There will never be that. But also, just in my healing phase, it's going to be a long time before I can even trust. I went to Target the other day and this guy tried to get at me, and all I could think about when I was looking at him was, do you hit women? All I could think about when I look at men, all I can think about is that. That's all I can think about when I see them. It is the weirdest thing. But I know that it'll get better. I know I'm on my healing journey. I know I'll be good. I know all of these things. But the reason why I said this is because there are women who are going through this shit right now, currently in something. There's women who are maybe in the beginning stage of something like this. And there might be women who encounter this person. This motherfucker right here, though, baby. So that is that. Now I can finally move on with my life. I can finally grow and glow and move on. Again, like I said the other day, I was able to admit that I am a domestic violence survivor. I'm so strong of a woman, though, that I don't really see it like that, or didn't really see it like that. And I'm also working on that because a lot of the times when very traumatic things happen to me, I feel like I can just move on to the next thing. And I'm learning that I need to learn and be okay with my grief and move through that motion. And it's okay, right? So I'm working on that part. And there's a probably a basket full of shit that I didn't even mention or touch on in this, but that's just the gist. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry that was long. That's just what it is, though. And again, I was able to say it for the first time the other day, and now I'm able to move on and show y'all what the fuck it's like to grow as this person, as this new person going into my new chapter, still being able to thrive, going through everything I've been through, because there is an other side. There is the other side. There is happiness. Life is still love. Like, there's still goodness in the world. It's just very important that good people are with good people. That's it. I do not want to see anything else that this person is doing. I have been seeing this person saying that he is a good There is like, bruh, you cannot say you're a good person. No way. There's no way in your heart you can feel like that when you lay your head on that pillow at night. There's no way that you can truly feel like that. And you got to be honest with yourself. You got to talk to yourself. You got to tell yourself, at the end of the day, with even all the bad shit that you've done, right? God can still forgive, but you got to be honest with yourself. You got to be, I don't give a damn if you go to a friend and be honest, if you go to a therapist and be honest, if you come to this platform and be honest, if you come to God and be honest, I don't give a damn. But you need to find a place to be honest, repent for your sins, and live life in the right way. It's not the end of the world. Did you harm and hurt a lot of people along your journey? Absolutely. But it is not the end of the fucking world. All you got to do is be honest and be real with yourself and live a right life from here on out. Say sorry to the people you need to say sorry to that will accept your apology. And just, man. Whew. So, from today forward is going to be my journey on how I'm able to thrive after coming to grips that this has been my reality for 2 years. And again, I can accept that I am a domestic violence survivor, but that does not have to be my fucking story. It does not have to be my story. It does not have to define me. It does not have to, none of that. I can still thrive. I can be still be an amazing mother, amazing friend, amazing daughter, amazing businesswoman. I can still thrive in this. Period. And if you are listening and you are going through also something like this, you can fucking thrive through that too. And you can get out of it too. There is a way. Where there is a will, there is a way. And for those who cannot, my heart breaks for you. Because all three incidents that were violent, I was so scared for my life, and I could never fucking imagine people going through that shit every day. No, never could see my child again. Never. Never. It will not bleed into my external dealings because there won't be any external dealings until I am healed from what I have been through for the 2 years. I do not even want to be the person to put that on someone ever. I will not be in a relationship until I feel like I am fully healed and know exactly what I need to do to maneuver through a relationship as the woman I am today. So there will never be that. And that's just what it is. If you are my friend or you are my family and you are in this live and you didn't know about this prior to the live, I called my immediate circle and I let them know what the story was and apologized to them. And they all said, you don't need to apologize. You're crazy. But at the end of the day, if I made the people that love me, finding out now, if I made you feel like I don't love you, that's why I didn't come to you, or I don't trust you, that's why I didn't come to you, or I was whatever, it was no other reason besides, first, I was scared. Second, didn't know if I wanted to get out. And then by the end, I was ready to tell the people around me so they would never let me go back. So if you are my family and friends and you are listening into this and I have not told you and you're finding out through this, I do not love you any less. I still fuck with you. I just had to go through this shit by myself. And I feel like I have the biggest the world off of my back. Also want to let y'all know that I'm very protected in my home, every angle, inside and out, with anything that I need to protect my children and myself. So there's that. I know y'all are concerned with that. Don't you worry about me, because one thing about it, I'm a protected motherfucking kid. Like my life depends on it. And I do not play about either one of them. So, boom. That's what I wanted to say. I do want to say thank you. If you are my best friend is in here right now. My best friend has, man, I'll never forget. She sent me, or I don't know if she sent me, I don't know if she sent her or I sent her or what the deal was, but prior to me figuring out like, bitch, this is done, we were listening to the Glorilla song where her friend was like, bitch, you too good, you need to go. And baby, I listened to every word and got on. So to my best friend who has literally been here literally every single fucking day, every day, no matter what time I call, no matter how long I call, no matter what I found out today, no matter what, That's my bitch. And I love you for my whole life. Okay? I love you for my whole life. Like, girl, you don't even know that you pulled me through when I did not know what the fuck to do. So, thank you. And to my friends or my family, my dad that I told, Ken that I told, Cavell that I told, and I told them like tell the other crew because I'm not telling this story a million times. And if y'all caught it on here, I'm sorry, and this does not mean I do not love you. This does not mean I don't care about you. I do. I just didn't. And I told that whole story and didn't cry till I got to this part because this is the part, oh, that really hurts me, is knowing, is my friends and family knowing that I went through this by myself and that I don't want them to feel like they weren't like I didn't trust them to come to them, or I I didn't think they would help me. I know y'all would, and that's why I did not call, and that's why I did not say nothing. So, um, yeah, but I am not scared. I am not scared. I am not. Again, I don't even feel like I'm hurt by the situation or all the shit I keep finding out. I'm more hurt of how it's like anytime my friends and family or my children are brought up, that's what brings out the emotion in me in the situation. That's it. That's it. I'm okay. I'm good. Boom. That's it. So going forward, like I said, this will no longer be a conversation. This is what it is. Now is my next chapters in growing and navigating through my fucking testimony. That's it. So I gotta go get Coco. And I love y'all. And I gotta head out. But again, the only reason why I said this is because I know it's women. Y'all have been DMing me and y'all didn't even know it was violence yet, but y'all felt it in me, or whatever I said, or however, whatever, y'all felt something and y'all DM me. If y'all can get out, get out. And always don't know, no matter what, man, just know it can get better. It is an other side. It is all that shit. So, love you. If did nobody tell y'all today and y'all struggling with that, I love you. And shit's gonna be okay and you gonna get out. So I love y'all. I gotta go get my baby. Yeah, that's the end. That's the story. And that's what it is. Bye, y'all. Oh my God. Crazy that I even have to go through this shit. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Oh, y'all, I forgot y'all was on this one. Wait. I forgot y'all was on this one. I was gonna give myself a whole pep talk. Because I'll really be like, bitch, you're gonna be okay. It's a bad day. It's not a bad life. Anyways, bye, y'all. I don't even know how to end this shit. Oh.